Carmel Mall was packed on the fourth floor with people from the Somali community and people coming out in support. On Friday, President Trump said that he would immediately terminate temporary deportation protections from Somalis living in Minnesota, blaming them for fraud in Minnesota.
We're not here by accident. We're here to stay forever.
There are currently 500 Somalis in Minnesota living with these protections and a total of 700 nationwide. Many expect this to be challenged in court, but in the meantime, Somalis here say they are fearful of what's to come.
People are always going to be fearful, but we're telling our people we're greater than their fear. We have resilience. We're people that are brave.
When temporary status is revoked, federal law states it can't take effect earlier than 60 days after publication of that notice, and it has to come from the Secretary of Homeland Security, Kristi Noem.
What the president is doing is un-American. It's not Minnesotan.
The Protected Status Program for Somalis was launched in 1991 by President George H.W. Bush. It grants protections to eligible people who can't return to their homeland safely due to civil war or natural disasters.
What we decided to do is to bring our community in the heart of in the Somali community here in Minnesota, which is Carmel Mall, to show that, our neighbors are with us, Minnesotans are with us, and we're all together in this fight.
There's no word yet on if or when the removal of temporary status will take place, but experts say if someone is under temporary protected status from Somalia, to check with them on legal counsel to see what they're up.
Trump is coming after Somalis in Minnesota, terminating TPS protection and stating Minnesota is being terrorized by Somali gangs. Send them back home. Yeah. Governor of Minnesota, he fired back. Ilhan Omar fired back. Republicans cheering. What? What is this? Because there's only 700 Somalis that have TPS. Majority of Somalis, they're U.S. citizens. They're green card holders. They're refugees from the 90s. They have built communities, businesses, neighborhoods. What is he talking about? Why is he framing it like the whole Somali population depends on this TPS? This is called drama, theater, better headline. Yeah. So, what is the intention behind this drama? What's your thoughts behind this? Appreciate that.
These people been here for 30 years. And for 30 years, they refuse to assimilate. As a matter of fact, they done turned Minnesota into Little Somalia. Even changed the flag of Minnesota to reflect Somalia. They wasn't trying to be Americans. They were trying to recreate home. But when you tell them it's time to go home, suddenly it's a problem. When you say it's time to pack your bags because your temporary protection is over, honey. It's time to pack your bags and go home. Now suddenly it's a problem. Oh, we Americans though. We Americans. Since when? You ain't never tried to be American. You tried to change America. You tried to create your own little Somalia that you could safely have things your way in. Well, we're telling you that we don't want our cities changed into Somalia. We're going to give you a bus ride, a plane ride, a boat ride, and everything else you need until you back safely in Somalia. And let's hope them boats don't get pirated along the way.
So you guys are doing a crazy job going everywhere. You literally
appreciate that.
That's crazy.
Yes.
But the thing is, you just going off the wrong shit. You gotta find the criminals, man, not the people working. This is an Uber waiting lot. We're literally working. I've been here since. Criminals doing Uber?
Oh yeah.
That's not how it works, brother. Maybe criminals are doing ICE. How about that? You know what I'm saying? You guys shooting at people, man. Somebody just got shot for what? Why did you guys shoot that lady? Answer me that. There's an officer today that shot a lady in the head, dude.
Really?
For what?
I don't know why they do the head, man.
You got all these stuff. You could have just got her, man. She's not gonna fly out of the country.
Like an alien.
Like an alien. Yeah. With a spaceship.
With a spaceship.
Yeah. Yeah, it is what it is, guys. What you guys want to do? Literally, the head of all of these guys is literally here, man.
What do we got to do with Uber rights?
And because you know there's a bunch of hardworking Somalians here, you guys just coming to terrorize them, man. Why are you guys acting like terrorists?
Terrorists. I think your idea of terrorism.
Every person here is working. Uber, if you don't have an app, if Uber didn't verify you, if your app is not active, you cannot be here working. Just coming here pissing in our little porta potties, man, just taking over everything. This is not normal. Why do you go to people's workplaces to harass them?
Okay. All right, have a good day,
Yeah,
sir.
go to. Just fear God. Don't fear this uniform.
Zone 4, okay? See you guys.
Are Somalis in Minnesota actually facing deportation right now? Is ICE targeting Somali families? Or is social media spreading fear without the full story? Because what is happening right now has many people confused and they're also worried. So stay with me because the truth is more complicated than the headlines.
Somalis may have to go back to Somalia. President Trump has proposed to end TPS status for Somalis. Most Somali immigrants in America are here on a temporary protective status. Basically, their home country, Somalia, is unsafe, so they're here on a work authorization. However, if that's to be ended, things can happen for the Somali community. First, the loss of legal status. Secondly, they're not able to work in the United States. And then most importantly, the risk of deportation. There's a huge Somali community in the Minnesota-St. Paul area. And of course, if the TPS status has ended, it will affect their community tremendously. What do y'all think? My name is Tiffany. I lost 150 pounds in 2.5 years. And I also report different news topics as such today. Tap in.
Hello everyone, Senator Omar Fateh here. I'm in the Cedar Riverside neighborhood and I wanted to speak to you about what we've been seeing here in the Twin Cities area as well as throughout the state of Minnesota. President Trump has the full force of the federal government targeting the Somali community. What we've been seeing is that our neighbors have been detained, at times even American citizens, and families have been torn apart. But I want to let you all know that it does not have to be this way and that you do have rights, and I want to run them by you. First, when ICE or an ICE agent comes to your door, you have the right not to open and to request information. You can ask for a judicial warrant that's signed by a judge. You have to have a judicial warrant and not an administrative warrant. We saw that play out earlier today in the F building, in the towers behind me, in which an ICE agent came saying that they had a warrant to search the premises. We had Representative Mahmoud Noor, who did a great job in speaking with them and saying that, well, not so fast. You need to have a judicial warrant and not an administrative warrant. And of course, they tried to play dumb and act like they didn't know the rules. But in the end, they left the scene. And so that's what's needed right now. We need people that know their rights. We're having a lot of the boots on the ground organizations do a lot of great work. Folks like MIRAC and Care Minnesota and folks like that have been providing know your rights training, legal counseling and things like that. I'm going to provide a link in this caption for the link tree with a whole host of information about how you can get involved. I had a lot of folks reaching out asking how they can help best support their neighbors, and you can do so in a number of ways. Click on the link tree, get involved with those organizations. I know a lot of neighborhoods and a lot of folks have been forming group chats and on WhatsApp and Signal and things like that, letting folks know where ICE is and how to best support each other and things like that.
What's going on?
I'm blessed to be in this country, sir. I have an immigration status.
Is this for immigration thing?
Yeah, I have an immigration status.
No, you don't, sir.
I do, sir.
We wouldn't be talking to you right now.
I do, sir.
Okay, sir. Well, you know what? We're gonna have to.
I do. No, he said, he asked me if I...
I got it. Yeah.
All right, ma'am, I'm gonna have you.
And they will verify what you're telling us.
No, I'll stay back though. I do want to make sure he's safe, you know?
All good, thank you.
Yeah. Shit, y'all look like some immigration people. Shit, like y'all need to be deported. Y'all look like y'all need to be immigrated. What y'all is, some Mexicans?
80,000 Somali Americans call Minnesota home. Soon, upwards of 100 ICE agents could be targeting them. Living here, many understandably nervous. But according to census data, almost 58% of Somalis living in Minnesota were born in the U.S. That's nearly 6 out of 10. And of those who were born outside the United States, 87% are now naturalized citizens.
We're talking about American citizens. And so to the extent any federal agency is looking to terrorize the people of our city, the answer is quite simple. We stand with our immigrants. We stand with the Somali community. We stand with Latino people. We stand with anyone that is looking to make Minneapolis their home and are proud to be here.
I know many families are fearful tonight. They are. But I want you to know that City of Minneapolis stand behind you.
The police say that the ramped-up immigration enforcement started in Minneapolis over the weekend. In fact, yesterday, a Fox 9 crew capturing agents questioning 2 men from Somalia who say they were stopped and had to prove that they were living here legally. Well, soon after our crew arrived, those agents left, prompting Minneapolis Police Chief Brian O'Hara to reassure residents they have no role in these actions.
The Minneapolis Police Department does not work with federal law enforcement for the purpose of conducting immigration enforcement. We don't provide information to federal immigration authorities. We don't ask people about their immigration status. Our mission is clear: to protect life, to uphold the law, and to maintain safety for all people in our communities.
Now, the owner of a cafe in the Carmel Mall believes that business has been slower than usual the past few days because specifically the rhetoric by President Trump. She says that people are afraid to go out in public, fearing that they will be stopped by ICE agents. She says that because of the spotlight that's been put on the recent fraud cases here in Minnesota, the president is unfairly painting the entire Somali community with a broad brush.
I don't steal any money. I'm American. I'm a business owner. I'm working. I've been in America 26 years. I have my own house. I don't do nothing. So all the Somalians, they're not bad.
A few people have reached out and asked me, why are there not a lot of Somalis out protesting? I just want everyone to know that many of our Somali community that reside in Minnesota, including myself, have experienced trauma through fleeing the Civil War. So while I was very young when the Civil War happened, my body remembers. So I do not go to large gatherings where there's a lot of noise because my body remembers, and I don't feel safe. To everyone who is out there, thank you so much for caring for humanity. Thank you so much for speaking up. Our humanity is tied to one another. When one group is targeted, we all are targeted. And to anyone who may not know a Somali or may believe what is being shared widely in the news, please know that Somalis came to America in search of safety and a better life. We are law-abiding, and we have worked really hard. We contribute to our great state. We are not criminals. We are a diverse community. Thank you so much for standing with us. We appreciate you. We love you. We will get through this together.
Families need the relief. We need leaders who will invest in our neighbors, not attack them. The Somali community in Minnesota is a backbone of the state. We contribute to the economy, we serve our communities, we raise families, and we do it with pride. We move to communities in greater Minnesota that have been decimated by the bad practices of the big corporation interests. And big brings small local business, like here today, multi-generational income, and help with restoration. I am saying this to say we are greater than fear, and to my Somali community, iskasha tomakufto, which means when people stand together, they do not fall. We will continue to show up for one another with courage. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
All right, and I want to end with this. We're gonna do one more chant, and we're gonna have some great food. All right, you guys ready for that? Yeah. All right, you're gonna say Manta Manta. Manta Manta. Wa Malim Wene Manta.
Wamali wene manta.
Manta, manta, manta.
Manta, manta, manta.
Wamali wene manta.
Wamali wene
Put your fists up. Put your fists up. Manta, manta, manta. Wamali wene manta. Manta, manta, manta. Wamali wene manta. We are greater than. We are greater than. We are greater than.
Fear.
All right, everyone. Thank you all for coming out. We really appreciate you all. Grab some food, enjoy yourselves. This is how we come together to stand up for one another. Thank you again. God bless. Take care, everyone. Thank you so much. And for the media, if you guys have any questions.
I hear you, but I'm telling you, this is the land of my people. Minnesota was promised to us 3,000 years ago. My ancestors have been here for generations. In fact, hold on, I'll show you a picture. So this right here is a picture of my great-great-great-grandfather, Farah Ismail Abdullahi Jibril Agmadige, having tea with the Native American chief of the Dakota tribe right next to Lake Minnetonka. And this is right here. This is him fighting alongside the natives in 1816. In fact, the name Minnesota is Somali. Minan means home. Soda means there she is. Minnesota, home, there she is. That's what it means to us. Just look at the state flag of Minnesota, right? And how much it looks like the flag of Somalia. It's there to remind us of the pilgrimage our great-grandparents made to make it to the promised land of Minnesota, from the sea to the lakes.
First, one important warning. If you or someone you know is affected by migration issues, don't make decisions based only on rumors online. Now here is what is actually happening. Minnesota is home to one of the largest Somali communities in America. So whenever immigration enforcement increases, fear spreads fast. Recently, reports about deportations, ICE activity, and immigration court actions have caused serious concern in the Somali community. But does that mean mass deportations are happening? Not exactly. Here is where things get important. Some Somali migrants are facing immigration enforcement actions. There have also been concerns about faster deportation proceedings in some cases. At the same time, legal protections for Syrian migrants are still being challenged in court. So the picture is not as simple as everyone is being deported. That is also not something people should ignore. So let me ask you, have you seen posts claiming Somalis are being rounded up across Minnesota? That is exactly why context matters. For families, this isn't politics. It is uncertainty. Parents worry about their children. Workers worry about their jobs. Communities worry about what happens next. And fear spreads faster when facts are unclear. Now here is the part many people are missing. Not every Somali migrant has the same legal status. Some may have protection, some may have active cases. Others may face different risks depending on their immigration history. So if someone tells you all Somalis in Minnesota are being deported, that is misleading. If someone says nobody is at risk, that can also be misleading. Reality is more complicated. By the way, if you are in Minnesota or know someone there, comment below and also say what you are hearing locally. This story is still developing, and the most important thing right now is staying informed, not reacting to panic. So if major updates happen, I'll break them down clearly here. So subscribe, stay safe, and I will see you in the next update.